You know that moment when everything in your life seems to be going in one direction, but something deep inside starts to shift. It's almost like a quiet whisper at first, but then it gets louder, more persistent. That's your soul speaking. When your soul starts to communicate, nothing stays the same. Everything around you begins to change, often in ways you don't fully understand at first.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
The first sign that your soul is speaking is an undeniable feeling of discomfort. You've likely experienced this where everything that used to feel comfortable suddenly feels out of place. Maybe it's your job, your relationships, or even your daily routines. They don't seem to fit anymore. It's not that these things have changed, it's you who has changed. Your soul is trying to tell you that there's more for you, that the life you've been living isn't big enough for the person you're becoming. Ask yourself, have you been feeling this discomfort lately? That's your first clue. Your soul is urging you to evolve, to grow beyond the limitations you've placed on yourself. This can feel unsettling because we naturally want to hold on to what's familiar. But your soul doesn't care about comfort, it cares about truth. The second sign is an overwhelming desire to find deeper meaning. You start asking questions that go beyond the surface level. You want to understand the why behind everything. Why are you here? What is your true purpose? This isn't about intellectual curiosity, it's a deep yearning that comes from within. When your soul speaks, it pushes you to seek out the answers to life's biggest questions, even if those answers are uncomfortable. What questions are you asking yourself right now? Pay attention to those because they're guiding you toward your next steps. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. The third sign is that synchronicities begin to appear in your life. These are those strange coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. You think about a person, and they call you. You're struggling with a decision, and a message pops up that feels like it's speaking directly to you. These moments are not accidents, they are signs that your soul is in alignment with the universe. Have you noticed these synchronicities lately? When they start happening, it's your soul's way of confirming that you're on the right path. But let's not ignore the fourth sign, emotional intensity. When your soul is speaking, emotions you've buried for years will rise to the surface. It might feel like you're going through an emotional roller coaster, with highs and lows that don't seem to make sense. This is your soul purging the old, making space for the new. Don't resist these emotions. They're part of the transformation. What emotions have been coming up for you lately? It's time to listen to them, not suppress them. Now that we've touched on the first four signs, let's dive deeper into what happens when your soul is speaking and everything around you begins to shift. The fifth sign is the urge to shed old layers. It's almost like you're outgrowing your own skin. You'll feel a strong need to let go of old habits, outdated beliefs, and even certain people in your life. The things that once resonated with you no longer do. This isn't something you consciously decide, it's an internal pull you can't ignore. It's as if the person you once were is fading, and your soul is guiding you to become something entirely new. This process of shedding can be uncomfortable. You might wonder, why am I distancing myself from people or activities that used to be a big part of my life? But ask yourself what would happen if you didn't let go. Holding on to the old when your soul is pushing you to evolve can create inner conflict and resistance. The truth is, when you let go of what no longer serves you, you make space for the new, the aligned, the transformative. The sixth sign is an increased sense of intuition. You know that inner voice, the one that tells you things before your mind catches up. When your soul is speaking, that voice becomes louder and clearer. You start to trust your gut more. You feel pulled towards certain directions without needing a logical reason. Maybe you've noticed a strong urge to change careers, move to a different location, or start a new project, and you can't fully explain why. This is your soul guiding you toward what's meant for you. The more you listen to your intuition, the stronger it becomes. But you have to trust it, even when it doesn't make sense. Have you ever had a gut feeling that you ignored, only to realize later that your intuition was right all along? This is a crucial part of your soul's communication. It knows what's right for you before your mind can rationalize it. Trusting your intuition, even when it leads you into the unknown, is how you align with your highest path. The seventh sign is the pull toward authenticity. Your soul won't let you live a life that's not in alignment with who you truly are. You'll feel a strong need to strip away the masks, to stop pretending to be someone you're not, and to embrace your true self. This can be one of the most liberating yet challenging aspects of spiritual growth. Society often teaches us to conform, to fit in, to live up to others' expectations. But when your soul is speaking, it's asking you to break free from all of that. Are you ready to live in your truth? This isn't about being perfect, it's about being real, raw, and unapologetically yourself. And here's where it gets even deeper. The eighth sign is a sense of inner peace, even amidst chaos. When your soul is speaking, and you've begun to align with its guidance, you will experience a calm that wasn't there before. This doesn't mean life will be without challenges, but there's a deep knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. You stop reacting to every bump in the road with fear or anxiety because you trust that your soul is leading you towards something greater. Have you felt this inner peace, even in moments where everything else seemed uncertain? This peace is a signal that you're on the right path. It's the universe's way of telling you that you're exactly where you need to be. When you experience this, it changes everything. You stop looking outside of yourself for validation or direction. You realize that the answers have always been within you, waiting for you to listen. Now that we've explored the first 8 signs of your soul speaking, let's go even deeper into what this transformation truly means. When your soul speaks, it's not just whispering, it's shouting for you to wake up to your own power. You see, this isn't just about personal growth. It's about aligning your entire life with your soul's purpose. And when that happens, everything, your relationships, your work, your sense of self begins to change. The beauty of this process is that as you start listening to your soul, the external world starts to shift to match your internal transformation. Have you ever noticed how once you let go of something that no longer serves you, something better takes its place? It's not a coincidence. The universe aligns with the energy of your soul, and the more you embrace that, the more you experience flow, synchronicity, and abundance. Now, there's one critical point I want to make. The faster you embrace these signs, the faster your life changes. This isn't to rush the process, but rather to remind you that the longer you resist the changes your soul is calling for, the more discomfort you will experience. We've all been there, holding on to an outdated version of ourselves, a job that drains us, or a relationship that's no longer aligned. The more we resist, the more painful it becomes. But the moment you surrender to your soul's voice, that's when the magic happens. Think about it. What are you still resisting in your life? Where are you clinging to the past or to an identity that no longer serves you? The signs are there, but it's up to you to listen. The truth is, your soul will never steer you wrong. Its wisdom is infinite, and it's always guiding you toward your highest potential. But you have to be willing to trust it, even when it doesn't make sense in the moment. As you continue on this journey of listening to your soul, you will start to notice a ripple effect in your life. The more aligned you become, the more aligned everything around you becomes. Relationships that aren't serving your highest good will naturally fall away. Opportunities that resonate with your true self will start to appear. And most importantly, you will feel a deep sense of peace that can't be shaken by external circumstances. But here's a key question for you. Are you ready to fully embrace this change? Because when your soul is speaking, it's asking you to step into a new version of yourself. This requires courage. It requires you to quit playing small, to stop doubting your own power, and to trust that you are being guided towards something much greater than you could have ever imagined. This brings us to the final point: you must take action. Listening to your soul isn't passive. Yes, it's about surrender and letting go, but it's also about stepping forward, even when you don't know exactly where the path is leading. What is one step you can take today to honor your soul's voice? It could be as simple as journaling about the emotions that have been rising to the surface, or as big as making a life-changing decision that you've been putting off. The key is to act in alignment with your soul. When you do that, you'll start to notice that life becomes less about effort and more about flow. The things that used to feel hard start to feel effortless. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. People and opportunities that are aligned with your highest good come into your life without you having to chase them. So, are you ready to listen? Are you ready to let your soul lead the way? Because when you do, everything changes. It's not just about improving your life, it's about transforming it from the inside out. This is the power of your soul's voice, and once you start listening, there's no turning back. You are stepping into your true self, your true purpose, and a life that is deeply aligned with who you were always meant to be.